Hello, hello. You have reached Chantel Francis at Star Talent Coaching. I have decided to do a pick a card reading for all you performers, actors, dancers, creatives, anyone really in the arts that is looking for a little bit of guidance in the upcoming month. I'm doing this specifically for July 2019, but with all pick a card readings, they are timeless. So whenever you stumble upon this reading, it is the perfect time for you. So if you could also subscribe to this channel so I can start building it and sharing more readings with you or any other videos that you'd like me to do. I work a lot in the law of attraction and creating your own life. So if you have any thoughts and videos on that, just let me know and I will set one up for you. And also if you want to find me on Instagram, my Instagram handle is at Star Talent Coaching. So if you want to just take a deep breath in and really let everything out, just really relax and allow yourself to be really comfortable where you are. And if you want to just take a peek and look at, there's the Amethyst pile, which is going to be pile number 1. The Adventurine is pile number 2. And then we have the Clear Quotes, this is pile number 3. So you just want to allow your guidance, your instincts, anything to which pile you are most resonating with. And then just go to that timestamp. So this is pile number 1, 2, and 3. So we'll start with pile number 1. I'll get these out of the way. So what do the cards want the Amethyst or pile number 1 to know? So let's start with these. This is the Accurate AF Tarot. So I have the 10 of Cups. Excellent. Queen of Wands, 2 of Wands. And I also have Play. This is from the Work Your Light Oracle deck. And Unbound, releasing soul patterns, contracts, and past lives. The Fates. This is from the Wisdom of the Oracle deck by Colette Baron Reid, and Fork in the Road, which is kind of similar to the 2 of Wands. Then from the Gaia Oracle, we have The Search, feeling lost, confused, lonely. Intuitive communication, silent whispers of the heart. And then from the Fountain Tarot, the 6 of Swords, the High Priestess, and then we have Return to Spirit Oracle deck, so we have Love, and Fairy Magic. From the Sun Moon Tarot, we have the King of Pentacles, the Emperor, 9 of Cups. From the Life Purpose Death with Doreen Virtue, the Builder and Books. And then from the Traditional Tarot, we have the Chariot, the King of Cups, the 3 of Pentacles, the 8 of Wands, and the 8 of Swords. Okay, so let me just take a deep breath in and just see where these cards are guiding me right now. It really feels like you guys are actually at kind of at a crossroad in your career. It's as though you have an opportunity to either do something different and new. When I see the Builder card, it's like creating something. You may have an opportunity to work on a new project, to start a new business, you have like a creative idea that that other people want to work with you with and to create something new. So the 3 of Pentacles is also kind of like the Builder card. It's Pentacles are always talking about material world, and 3s are coming together. It's like you making something solid, making something new. The Builder card said, your innate ability to build and create brings you deep sense of accomplishment. So it's kind of like you have something new on the horizon. And the reason why I say that is because you have the Two of Wands here. So Two of Wands is kind of like you're looking out to the future and you have all these creative ideas. Wands represent passions, creativity, fire. And specifically on this card, it says, it talks about achievements, boldness, planning, foresight, independence. So it's kind of like you're looking out and you have these ideas that you want it to necessarily to come together for a new creative venture. And also in the vein of taking a step into a new direction would be supported by the Chariot. The Chariot is from the Major Arcana, which means it's like one of life's major shifts and changes. It's not the day-to-day, it's like something major is happening. So it's like you have a really big opportunity that may actually scare you. It may make you feel uncomfortable. You may not feel as though that you're ready to take on this new venture, but these cards are telling me that this is exactly what you need to do right now. You need to take that step into the direction of building something new with other people, that your creative spirit is going to be supporting it. Whenever I see the King of Cups, you also have the King of Pentacles here, and you have the Emperor. So the Emperor and the King of Pentacles are probably the two biggest money cards in the deck. And when I see them here, it's really telling me that right now you're gonna have to take creative ownership. You're gonna have to step into a role that you may not have ever stepped into before. So say you're an actor and you've always wanted to be a director, or you have a project that you've been working on for the last few years that you really want to bring to the small screen or the big screen, or make a YouTube channel about, or a web series. Right now, you're being supported and it is time for you to do that because the Emperor is here. It shows me that you taking this major role, this new role, in a very strong position is going to be really financially abundant for you. It's going to be really something that completely shifts your whole financial situation. And the King of Cups is in control of his emotions. And so this is telling me that like maybe you're scared, maybe that you're frustrated by the system, or you don't really know what to do next, but it's saying to really get in control of your emotions and really just take a concrete look at what you want to do and how you're going to move into the direction of this new dream or this new aspiration. I'm feeling it, so the Queen of Wands here is you. Whenever I see the Queen of Wands, when I was learning about tarot, we called her Oprah. It's like a woman that has all of her creativity and she fuels it and she stands with this strength. She's not afraid to be herself. She's not afraid to share her heart and her life and her passion and her creativity. Like she is ready to show up in this world. And I feel this is representing the step that you're about to take. Like this is the shoes of the person that you've always dreamed of being is right there. The words of this card is generosity, inner strength, energy, tenacity, intellect. Like these are all things that you already have within you, and now it's time to take that Chariot energy and step into the Queen of Wands and allow yourself to become the Emperor, or allow yourself to be the king of your financial life, of your creative ventures, of your new business opportunities. But you're just gonna have to get in control of your emotions and not allow your ego and your emotions to dissuade you from moving in the direction that like your heart already knows for you to go. Now the Ten of Cups is another beautiful card. Ten of Cups is generally, it's probably one of the happiest cards in the deck. It talks about fulfillment, abundance, achievement, inner happiness, joy. And it's kind of like once you step into this new role, if you start working on this new creative venture, you allow yourself to be the Emperor, you are going to be attracting happiness that you've never really experienced before. Everything's gonna kind of fall into place. You're probably going to meet someone new to maybe start a family and a family life with. It's kind of like your whole life that you've been dreaming of is just like one step away from where you are right now. Everything you've ever desired is just one step away. And usually what that line is usually fear. And this King of Cups is kind of telling you, like, don't allow fear and those emotions to stop from you to stepping into the next part of your life. The Eight of Wands, you have two eights here, which is really interesting. 8 is a really powerful number. 8 of Wands generally talks about like move forward movement, really, like, it's like go for it. It's like the time is now. It's like press forward and just go, 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 go. Sometimes it means travel. So maybe this opportunity that you're going to start working on, you might be working with people that are not necessarily in wherever you are. It could be someone outside of the country. It might be some people that you have to travel with. It may be actually venturing onto the internet and using that as your platform to develop whatever new business opportunity that you have been kind of thinking about. The Eight of Wands, though, or the Swords here, it kind of talks about the inner chatter inside. It's like you have all these ideas and you have all these thoughts, and they're probably really exciting to have, but then you get a little bit nervous and scared to actually, you know, step into the role of the King of Cups and kind of put these emotions aside. So you allow them to get into your head, and like you notice that this card, she's, you know, her arms are bound and she can't really move her arms and her eyes are blindfolded, but she can still speak. And swords represent thoughts and imagination and ideas, and it's kind of like you're surrounded by these thoughts and ideas, but you feel as though you're trapped, and you're trapped by your own inner thoughts and your own mind. But it's saying that you have the capability of still speaking. You can still speak your truth. So don't allow yourself to feel as though you can't do it, because you can, and the universe is saying go for it. It's like saying move forward in that direction. The fork in the road, I would say that it kind of also kind of lends its hand towards the Two of Wands as well. It's kind of like it's time for you to make the decision of whether you want to move forward with the rest of your life into this new creative venture that you have going on. It's like it's time for you to make that decision. Let me just see what the rest of what else it says here. So essential meaning, time to make a decision, considering the consequences as you prepare to act, owning up to your obligation to make a necessary choice. So it is time for you to choose. It says every choice has a consequence. You've arrived at a fork in the road and are being asked to come to a decision. Will you further your dreams by choosing left or by choosing right? Will you take the roads less traveled or the one well worn by others who have come before you? This is your choice and yours alone to make. Circumstances and other people will not make it for you. Be present and do not avoid this junction, for it is an important crossroad. Take heart, and no matter which path you choose, you will have a rich and meaningful experience. So that's actually really comforting to know that, like, regardless of what you decide to do, it's for your highest and best good. But the cards are suggesting that if you're to start up a new creative venture with other people, maybe not in your current home city, but maybe somewhere else in the world, that the universe is supporting that and saying, go, 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 go. The High Priestess here talks kind of about getting kind of messages from the divine. And so you've probably been having maybe dreams about this new creative venture, this new, like you're having, you know, you're probably seeing 1111 all over the place, or 222, or as we saw here, like 2 8s, like you're seeing repetitive numbers. And that's usually the universe kind of talking to you and kind of nudging you and saying that you're on the right track. So I would say notice any synchronicities. If you meet somebody that's like, oh, I was just talking about you, all these synchronicities, they're never by accident. We say it's a coincidence, but if you think about the actual word coincidence, it means coincide. And when something coincides, it means it's at the exact same moment at the exact same time. And that is so specific that it can't be random. It can't be random that two things coincide at the exact same moment. So I feel as though you're getting a lot of spiritual nudges, probably including stumbling onto this reading, saying that what you've been dreaming about and like your little inklings, they are valuable and they mean something, and it's kind of like follow through. You also got the books cards here, and so it's connect to your life purpose through your involvement with books. So I'm not sure if maybe this is you making an adaptation of something, or if there is a book that you've been reading that has maybe sparked some creativity within you. But I would keep reading. I would keep allowing myself to be influenced. And, you know, if there's that book on the shelf that you bought 2 years ago that you're like, oh, do you know what? Now is the time that I'm going to sit down and read this book. Like, it's been collecting dust here. I'm going to read this. I think that stimulating your mind, as opposed to just necessarily like television, movies, and things outwardly, it's like maybe getting more involved in your inner world and your imagination, and starting to build like a world while you're reading a book. It kind of is amazing how books can really open up your creativity, because you're imagining and envisioning these characters. If this is a nonfiction novel of some sort, you're visualizing, and your imagination and creativity, all of that is the breeding point of inspiration, of creativity, of everything you see in your outer world. So really honing on your creativity and your daydreaming and your imagination is really important for making your dreams come true. There's also the Six of Swords here. So this might relate a little bit to maybe your ego or your emotional life, because it kind of suggests that you need to leave something maybe traumatic that's happened in the past and move forward. Because once you move forward, everything will have been worth it. Everything will be smooth sailing. The waters will be clear. Maybe you've tried something and you failed, but you know what? You've tried, and you've learned from things that have happened to you in the past, and now you're moving forward. So it's kind of saying, like, allow the things that you've gone through that may have been traumatic, that have happened in your past, to let them stay in the past and keep on moving forward, and allow them to inform you, but not to hold you too much to any maybe negative things that may have come out of the situation in the past. Also have intuitive communication, silent whispers of the heart, and I think this kind of relates to the High Priestess here. It's kind of like the universe is speaking to you and is telling you to do something, and it wants you to follow through. And the Search, feeling lost, confused, and lonely. So you might have like tons and tons of ideas, and they're just kind of coming out of everywhere, and you just don't know which one to follow first. So you kind of feel scattered. You may feel a little bit lost. But I would say sit down and really just take a deep breath in and ask the universe to please give you clear and concise guidance as to which step you need to take to move forward, which step you need to take to move to the other side, so you can step into the life that you've been dreaming of. You're not lost, you just need to focus. You just need to allow yourself to be in the flow. Because if you let yourself be in the flow, you'll be taken into the direction that is going to be for your highest and best good. When I see love, I think love is obviously one of these great cards. I think it relates to the Ten of Cups here. So this was telling me to lead with your heart. And so you may have been conflicted at times to do things maybe that would allow you to be financially secure. Usually this comes in ways of working a Joe job, working in a restaurant, or working 9 to 5, but really like your heart is set on being a creative force in the entertainment world. And this is because you love it. This is why you've always been drawn to creative aspirations, is because this is your heart speaking to, this is your soul speaking to you. And when you do things that you love, everybody around you is going to feel your heart, and they're going to appreciate it, and it allows them to feel and experience things. And also when you do things coming from the place of love, it doesn't feel like work. It feels like a gift. It feels like a dream. And so while you're asking for guidance from the universe, I would suggest to really have an open heart and allow your heart really to also be connected with the divine and really be your compass. Your heart is your compass in this situation. Fairy magic is cute. It's kind of like, you're probably getting nudges, as I've been mentioning, from the universe. So if you see any coins, usually dimes laying around in random places, feathers, sometimes little angel figurines, any little trinkets that are, you know, that have some significance to you. But the typical ones would be feathers and coins. This is divine guidance kind of giving you a little wink, a little nudge that they are working with you. And you can ask for these signs to be bigger, or ask for them to be more clear, or you can even choose to have your own sign. You can be like, hey, I really want to know, universe, that you're working with me. So can you show me as many rainbows as possible in the next week, so I can know that you're really, really here supporting with me. And you'll be amazed by the places that you see these rainbows. It won't just be in the sky, but you'll see a keychain with a rainbow on it, or you'll see, you know, the prism coming through the window, or whatever. But you'll be surprised by how many rainbows you see. So if you want to really be shown how the universe is supporting you, ask it to give you signs, and you can choose whatever sign you want to see. Maybe it's yellow school bus. I don't know. Then I have the Fates. I'm actually look this one up because it's from the Oracle deck. Intuitively, kind of what it's saying is that you're really on the right path, and it's just kind of like you're on the precipice of the next stage of like your soul growth and your growth in your career, and you are ready. But let's see what the book says. So fate, karma, acceptance that there are things you cannot change, and knowing what those things are. The Serenity Prayer sums up the meaning of this card. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things that I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. There are things in your life that you will never have control over. The conditions brought on by evolution of the collective, by nature, and by your past experiences may be fated, preordained by spirit for a greater purpose you cannot understand in this lifetime. It may not be in the cards to understand why certain events occurred, but you can accept the mystery and work with what those events are and your current circumstances have to teach you. This is the wisdom contained in the Serenity Prayer. So I think that like it's kind of saying the things that have happened in the past, they happened in the past for, it's kind of like your soul chose this and when it began its journey in this life. And so just allow them to be, not to dwell on anything, be it negative or unfortunate that has happened in the past. Know that it was part of like your soul development, and just allow it to be, and allow it to let you move forward, kind of like the Six of Swords. Then lastly, from like this really beautiful deck, the Work Your Light Oracle deck. So Unbound, releasing soul patterns, contracts, and past lives. So this is kind of in the same vein as the Fated and the Sword. It's kind of like you have some things that are kind of weighing heavy on allowing you to make a step forward. They've happened, they're in the past, and it's time to just let that go and move forward in this sense. If I were to take a look, if I can find this one really quickly. So Unbound. It's time to release old soul stories that have been playing out in your life. They are coming up to be healed. There has never been a safer time to clear these patterns than right now. Take a look at the patterns in your life that you are ready to release. Ancient vows and contracts that your soul made that have an expiry date. It could be a vow of silence or chastity or poverty. It is time to unwind from them. This is the life in which you free yourself from the trauma of the lives past. So it's time to let go of anything that's been holding you back. And I'm just going to quickly just do a little bit of a clearing. I ask for anything that's been holding you back from in this lifetime or in any past lifetime to be released. Allow it to be sent up to light for transmutation, and any remnants of it to be sent up to the light for transmutation and turn into beautiful gold, divine white light, and allow the divine light to shimmer down and be transmuted. And so it is. And then lastly, I have play. So have fun and celebrate. And I think this is also kind of in relationship with the love card. When you're doing things from the heart, when you're doing things in playfulness, you're doing things from that perspective, it's fun. and your soul is delighted and you're delighted. And the more fun that you bring into your life, the more love you bring into your life, the more happiness that you have in your life, the more happiness is attracted to you. Like attracts like. And the more that you're in the energy of the things and the world that you want to live in, the more that world is going to be reflected back onto you. I'm going to quickly take a look at what play means in this book, if I can find it. So stop taking life so seriously. Your spirit needs to have some fun. The more you play, the more inspiration will follow. Take some time out to do something without being attached to the outcome. You're being called to rest and play and learn to have more fun. Do something that makes you laugh. The best medicine around. Call up a friend that you can be silly with. Take your inner child on a date. The more you switch off your mind, the more room your spirit has to whisper and guide. When we do things without being attached to the outcome, ideas, clarity, guidance, and solutions have the space to drop in. The left and right hemispheres of the brain can begin talking to each other. Make play compulsory part of your day. Schedule it. Spend more times doing things just because you love to do them, just because they bring you joy and light you up. If you follow what lights you up, you will light up the world without even trying. For when you are lit up, you are in your spirit. And when you are in your spirit, you will fall into the flow with life. How do you play? What do you do to have fun? What lights you up? If you have been working hard lately, it's time to celebrate how far you've come. So how far you've come with releasing all these things from the past lives or past in your past history. And all that you've achieved. Do not rush onto the next thing. Take a moment and throw a party, go on a vacation, or have some fun. So maybe this is actually meaning go on vacation, have some fun here so you can get re-inspired, reconnected, and know exactly how you're going to focus yourself on this new business venture. So you're going to allow yourself to become the Queen of Wands and the Emperor and the King of Pentacles and really own this new creative venture that you are going to be inspired by the universe by. I really feel like you're getting little inklings, little nods from the universe as to what this is. So if something pops into your head that you know, you're like, oh, that is what the universe is saying to you, and that's what I'm talking to you about here. Lastly, let's see what these Feisty Rebel deck cards have to say for you. I'm gonna pull two. Okay, so detox and fuck, shit's about to get real. So when I see fuck, shit's about to get real, it means that like your life is about to take off. Not that you haven't had any successes in the past or up until now. You've been through a lot, you've worked through a lot in this life and in past lives, but it's kind of like you are about to move into the next level. Like something huge is about to happen. You're really about to step forth into like another level of like your soul growth as well as like your creative growth. Like I'm really excited for you because like the universe is really supporting you being a success beyond your wildest dreams. And on the back it says, fuck, you need your people around. And this is your tribe, your people right here that are willing to work with you. They want you to get started on this venture. Like they're there to support you. Maybe you need to travel to go meet them, but they're all over the world and it is time for you to go to work. So shit's about to get real. Then it's saying detox. So drink a smoothie, unfriend that asshole, and throw some shit out. So maybe you have some people in your life that don't necessarily support you moving forward. And usually when people are not on your side or not really supportive is because they're scared that you're going to level up without them. They're scared that you are going to be living your purpose or doing things that make you happy while they're still sad and, you know, working their 9-to-5 job and really living under the constructs of the three-dimensional world. So it's time to drop any friends, any family members even that are not 100% supporting your desires, your aspirations, your goal. Anybody that has any negative ideas of like your dreams and goals, it's time for you to cut them out because they are holding you back and they're allowing you to have limiting beliefs and negative beliefs that are preventing you from stepping into the life that you deserve to have and then the life that you've been dreaming of. So hopefully that this message resonates with you. I can see really amazing things for you guys moving forward. Group number 1, you amethysts, like tell me what you guys want to create. Share with me in the comment box if this resonated with you, what did not. And you know, if you know what this new venture is for yourself, share that with me too, because I mean, if it's in the works, if not, you don't have to share it with me. Just because you don't necessarily want other people to poo-poo on your aspirations. I mean, people in the comments, etc., etc. But if you want to share, please do. I'll be willing to support you. So I hope you have a magical, magical day. I'm really glad that you stumbled onto this reading, and I hope that it's giving you some direction. Love and light. So next we have our pile number 2. So this is the adventuring pile. So let's see what's going on. Two of Wands. Oh, sorry. 8 of Wands, lying. The Hermit. Ace of Rings, which is Ace of Pentacles. Interesting. It's deep replenishment. Align your life. Why? Come to the edge. Harmony. Eternal dance. Dream. Knight of Cups, Knight of Coins, Union, Gifted, Seven of Cups, Prince of Wands, Princess of Wands, 8 of Swords. Practice. Time to decide. Okay, so I'm going to start with these cards here. So we have the Page of Swords, and pages are usually messengers. So right now, group number 2, or the adventuring pile, you might be getting messages of maybe a new idea. So you might be asked to do something. So swords are about ideas, intellect, you know, thoughts on paper, that type of thing, mental things. And so like mental messages. So this could be a contract. Maybe you're going to receive a contract of some sort. Maybe you've been waiting on a contract of some sort. But know that it is on the way. We also have the King of Swords, which is great. So this is like, you know, you're leveling up. And so I feel as though this contract is going to allow you to maybe own something. Maybe you're getting the rights to something. Maybe you are... maybe you've written a script of some sort, and now you're going to, you got the okay to create it, to make it into a movie or a play or a book. We have another page here. It's a Page of Pentacles, and that's a good blessing for money and opportunity. Pages, as I was saying, are messengers, but then Pentacles are about the financial world. So that's about money. That's about things that are tangible. That's about, sometimes it's even schooling. So I feel that, you know, with whatever message or contract that is coming to you right now, it's also going to bring a lot of a financial gain. So maybe it is something that you've even written that you are going to be paid to, maybe you're going to sell a pilot script, or you're going to trademark an idea and it's going to be purchased. Maybe you're going on Dragon's Den or Shark Tank, and you are going to have your idea be sold for more than you were expecting. These are actually really great, powerful cards. You also have the King of Wands. We call the King of Wands Steve Jobs. And so Steve Jobs, he is all about ideas and innovation. Kings are strong. They dictate, they tell the world what's happening. And wands are about passion, fire, creativity. And so this guy he has so many ideas coming to him. And so as you're waiting, maybe on this creative, this idea, this contract or this script or something on paper or this message from somebody, you still have ideas flowing. Your ideas are really, really amazing. So maybe you need to get some of these ideas down on paper. Maybe it is time for you to start writing something if you haven't been writing something already, because you have the ideas supporting you and you're coming from a very strong king position, that your visions are going to be heard. They're going to listen to you. They're going to make stuff happen. Like, you have the idea of the creation of Apple. You know, you have these ideas and you have these thoughts, you have the passion, you have the drive, you have the creativity, and it's telling me that it's happening. You're going to be successful with whatever, these messages that are coming. And then the Magician, my favorite card in the deck. It's from the Major Arcana. And when I see cards from the Major Arcana, it's about life's major events and changes. And the Magician, it's a 1 that's like igniting new fire, new passion, new ideas. So maybe you have an idea for a series that's like a 10-part series that you are trying to have option right now. Know that your answer is going to be yes. This new creative idea is going to happen. The universe is supporting that. You have the power to connect with the divine and make it happen. You are Steve Jobs. You are able to manifest and make this dream of yours come true. Also, since we're just in the vein of traditional tarot, from the Fountain deck, you have the Knight of Cups and the Knight of Coins, which is the Knight of Pentacles. So you have like so many of the court cards here. That means that you really have a lot of power and a lot of agency, and like you may be kind of in the developmental stages of becoming the King of Wands or becoming the King of Swords, but know that like you are getting a lot of financial support. So maybe you're going to get a grant, or you're going to get backing, or you're going to get paid a really, really significant amount of money to sell your feature film or sell your idea or have it created. You'll have producers ready to support you. Like, you have money coming in, ideas coming in, and your creative energy is going out, and it's going to be reciprocated because you're going to be the king and you're going to be calling the shots. And Knight of Cups is kind of romantic. It's kind of like, we call it the John Mayer card. It's very romantic. It's the knight in shining armor. But I think that this is actually talking about like your creative idea is like a romantic gift to the world. Like, it's like, it's maybe it's even about, maybe it is a love story, or maybe it's allowing you to connect with your own heart space. But like, there's something about the night, like, it's like you're gonna save the day with this project. Maybe, a studio's going under, and this new creative idea that you're gonna have, that you're getting back and forth, is gonna save the studio. I don't know, but there's something romantic about this creative venture that you're going in. Then we also have the Princess of Wands, which is basically the Page of Wands. And pages, as I've said, are messengers. So it's like you're going to have like messages of creativity. So creativity is going to be coming into you. Financial opportunities are going to be, you're going to get messages for. So maybe ideas, opportunities. You're going to know if you're supposed to invest in that stock. You're going to know whether or not you're supposed to option that film. You're going to know whether or not you're supposed to sell your script idea to XYZ. You're going to be getting messages for contracts, papers to be signed. Like, you have so many things moving you forward and facilitating you in your passionate world here, and it's going to be really, really welcomed, and you're going to become really successful through it. So we have the Two of Wands here, the Eight of Wands. Eight of Wands sometimes means travel. So maybe you're going to get some inspiration from traveling, but it also could just mean go for it, move forward. As I've said, wands are about passion, creativity, fire. And the Eight of Wands is just like go, 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 go. So upright, it says sudden growth, fulfillment, progress, assured happiness. It's like things are moving forward for you. So go, 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 go with it. And you're also going to receive really obvious messages as to where these yeses are. And we have the Ace of Rings. So the Ace of Rings is quite similar to the Page of Pentacles. Pages of Pentacles, obviously, as I said, are messengers. They're going to be bringing in a financial or material gain. But the Ace is like you're putting down your roots for finances. So it means fulfillment. It means prosperity. It means material success. It means opportunity. So right now, like, opportunities are moving towards you big time. And then we have the Hermit. So the Hermit's from the Major Arcana, and sometimes it means to take a moment and isolate yourself and kind of step away and really look within and get kind of philosophical and introspective. But it also could mean that it's time for you to maybe take a vacation and clear your mind, kind of allow yourself just to be relaxed and free, and get into the ocean and feel like the waves, and kind of get into synchronicity with like the moon and just like life, and just like having just being at one with the energy of the universe. It could mean that as well. Also the Hermit, if you've seen it in traditional tarot, he's standing up on top of a mountain and he has a lantern in his hand, and it's kind of as though he is the lighthouse. And so with you being this king, this like president, or the the top of your game, it's also you're going to be showing the light to the people around you. You're going to be allowing people to step up and meet you where you are. It's like you are their compass, you are their lighthouse. They're looking to you for direction. And so I think it's really positive for you to be stepping into this role of president, top of your game, the Steve Jobs of whatever industry you're in, or whatever new venture is coming towards you. I love this card. It says gifted. I think that it's pretty self-explanatory here, but I think that you're really creative. I think that you have many ideas, that you are really thoughtful, and you've always had, you might be an Aquarius, so having like innovation, like really creative ideas, you think outside of the box. But let's see what the book actually says. So this is Return to Spirit from Cheryl Lee Harnish. And let's see what her book says exactly. So this card is a reminder that you are most certainly talented, gifted, and skilled in a very special way. It's time to stop looking outside and comparing yourself to others. Your gifts were never intended to function or work exactly the same as another person's gift. By looking at how others are more gifted or more better than you, you are unintentionally sending out the energy to the universe, which says that you are less than. You are not less than. You are top of your game. You're top. This action is the very thing that's blocking your gifts from developing to their fullest potential. You cannot compare yourself to anyone else. Maybe this is why you need to take a vacation, just to go and reconnect with yourself and see what do you want to do, and not allowing your ego and your limiting beliefs and your negative chatter and negative influences around you to be taking you away from your path. You cannot compare yourself to anyone else. If you see greatness in someone else, it is because you hold the qualities of greatness within you. This is how the world mirrors ourselves for us, by seeing ourselves in others. So I think that you are super special, and whatever idea you have, it's coming to fruition, and I am excited to hear and see what is coming about. The Union card, let me see what this has to say. So it represents the energy of two loving souls coming together in union, in partnership. So maybe, because we have this Knight of Cups that I was talking about before, but maybe you're actually going to meet somebody. Maybe they're going to be your muse. Maybe they're going to be someone that you get into a relationship with. Maybe they're going to be someone that is so inspiring with whatever creative venture that you're working on right now, that they light up your soul and they allow you to be fully creative. And maybe it's kind of like all this combined. Maybe, yeah, where's that love card? Was that in this reading? Dream. So yeah, no, I think that maybe you're gonna meet somebody. Maybe it's on the vacation. You're gonna meet somebody. What else here? But yeah, maybe there's like a love connection that's on its way, and you're most creative, most happy when you are in love, and maybe this union is what's going to be the catalyst for all this goodness that's happening over here, and your talents being able to shine. I'm gonna put this card over here. Maybe you're gonna meet them on vacation. So if you've been having the urge to go away somewhere and clear your head, I think it's time for you to do that. So the Seven of Cups means it usually means that you have like a lot of decisions to make, that there's like so many choices, you're not sure what. But I would say follow your heart here. Whatever makes you most excited, whatever. I see the dream card here, and the dream card says something is revealed, insight, breakthrough. So maybe in your dreams, you're actually getting some ideas as to what you need to move forward. Maybe you're already even moving in this direction. But I wouldn't allow the fact that you have so many ideas to stop you from whatever is really, really guiding your heart right now. The Eight of Swords is kind of like your own, you're imprisoned by your mind. It's like you're allowing your inner mind chatter, your limiting beliefs to prevent you from taking that step moving forward. You feel like you're trapped, you feel like you're stuck, but really you're not. Really, you are capable of doing more than you even could ever believe, but you're just gonna have to allow yourself to take that step. And I think that's why vacation is gonna be important for you, is so that you can just like free yourself from all these like social confinements that you've placed yourself in unwillingly and unknowingly, that that's what you're doing. And just get really connected again with the universe. Maybe it's even so far as going on a pilgrimage, or a spirit walk, or walking in a labyrinth, something just to really clear your head and allowing yourself to be influenced by the divine. So we have the deep replenishment card, retreat, rest, and be held. So I'd say that goes into line with maybe taking a little spiritual vacation. And then also align your life. What is not aligned needs to change. And I think within this alignment, because you've had so many thoughts going on in your head, and you have so many creative ideas, and you have so many influences, and you're so smart, you're so gifted, it's kind of like, they call it the master of none. And it's time for you to focus and become the master, become all these kings that are in your path here. So many court cards, and all the court cards really, really say that like you are your royalty, you're the best of the best. And so don't allow your mind chatter and the ego and society to change that. And I think just to go away and get clarity of mind is really important in aligning your life. So we have harmony, power, self-confidence, and productivity. And eternal dance, movement, wheel of life, path of least resistance. So getting in harmony with your life, I feel, is like, becoming the hermit, being introspective, going on this vacation, allowing yourself to fully be connected with the universe, being in flow, being at one with the universe. That's being in harmony, and that's going to be allowing all these messages to come in. So these messages and these opportunities for financial gain, these contracts and these messages of thoughts and ideas, and it's going to be saying yes, you're going to be moving in the right direction, and you're going to be in harmony. But I think you need to take some time from yourself, because your inner mind chatter is clouding that at the moment. And eternal dance, I think it says a path of least resistance, and I think that's also in this flow of vacation, not having any stress, not having any worries, just allowing yourself to just take a deep breath, take some time to yourself, to meditate, to be in the flow. David Lynch, he does transcendental meditation daily, twice a day, probably even more so, and he says that that's where he gets the big fish, the big ideas, because down in, I believe it's the theta waves, is where the ideas come, where you're like the deep depths of your subconscious, it allows all these ideas to come. And so getting into really this flow, getting out of your cerebral mind, but getting into the space between your thoughts, the space between the words, the space between the music, and that's where all the magic is living. And so this is kind of like the internal dance that you're having, is just to get free. And it could also just even mean to take a dance class, because when you're moving, maybe more so like a contact improv, or like a static dance where there's no choreography, it's just actually moving to the music and allowing yourself to be just guided in flow and out of your head. I think that this is going to be really important for you right now. That kind of goes with the dream before. I think your dreams are talking to you, and they're probably saying to go away on vacation. And you probably have some great ideas. What do these cards mean? So time to decide. Make a decision based on your heart's true desires, and polish your skills by practicing regularly. So also with being able to be free. So say that I was talking about dance here and allowing yourself to be moved by the music. When a musician, so say a pianist, it has to learn the scale so well that it's able to freestyle and just like play from the heart and from the soul when you're not thinking about it. Like when you're not thinking about what you're doing, that's when, the magic starts to happen. That's where you're, as I was saying, the space between the notes, the space between your thoughts, like that gap is where the magic happens. And sometimes that gap is only conceivable or feasible is when you know the work so well, or you know the art form so well, or that you're able to be free. You're not thinking of the rules. You're able to paint outside the lines. So I would really get as good as you can. If you're an actor, like know your lines more than you know how to breathe. Like know them so well that you can just let them go, and you don't have to think about them, and you are able to just speak from the now and speak from within, and they just come out of you. In any sort of art form, like this is where the magic happens. And so really getting so good that you're able to forget about the work that you put in and allow yourself to be just living and breathing this creativity is kind of where I'm seeing, you and your development in this new creative idea that's happening over here that you're going to get lots of money for. So practice, practice, practice. So make a decision based on your heart's true desires. So if you are really working in here about like getting connected with your soul purpose and being at one with the universe and allowing yourself to flow and being that beacon of light for others and practicing so hard that the honest and true integrity shines through this eternal dance. I feel like the direction of your heart's desire is just, what it is at this point. Where you need to be focusing your attention. Yes, you may have a gazillion amazing ideas, but I feel like exactly the one thing right now. If I ask you right now, what is the one thing that you've been dying to focus your attention on, but you haven't as of yet? What is that? Whatever pops up into your mind, that is what you need to decide to focus on right now. I am going to see, though, what this book says about that card. The angels ask you to be very honest with yourself about your dreams and desires. What do you want? What do you wish to change? What are you waiting for? Allow yourself to acknowledge your genuine feelings. Have the courage to admit your dreams. This card indicates that if you can dream it, you can do it. The angels are encouraging you to explore your options and take charge of your life. After all, your work comprises a major portion of your daily activities. You, like everyone else, deserve to spend your time in meaningful and enjoyable ways. So you know what to do. And then we have why and come to the edge. So why, it's kind of in related to the time to decide, but what is your why? Why are you inspired to do X, Y, and Z? What is your soul's calling as to why are you passionate about this? Why do you want to dance? Why do you want to act? Why do you want to sing? Why do you want to write? Why do you want to paint? Why do you want to produce? Why do you want to write a book? Why do you want to just why? Because when you answer your why and you lead with your why, then you don't have to prove anything to anyone else. Because you're coming from yourself, you're coming from your soul, you're coming from your higher self, the divine spirit, you're coming from your soul's purpose. And so taking a look at your why is probably the most important when really focusing on what you want to do with your life. I'm going to look up though and see what it says. I really like this card. So essential meanings, motives, driving intention, the power of knowing the why. There is a great power in understanding your motives right now. The Oracle asks you to be very clear about why you're asking this question, looking for this answer, behaving in this way, and most important, making this choice. Knowing your why is the key to fulfillment. When you are clear about it, your intention will be a magnet for miracles. Motives define the nature of your experience. When you think about something, feel it, and then act upon it. This invisible why is the life force energy within the seed, which brings it to life and holds the potential for growth. So I'm just reiterating what I said, and then come to the edge. Let me see what that says, because it's kind of like, it feels as though it's like, just go for it. Like you are so close to stepping off into this new world, getting into your soul's purpose, and you're going to be rewarded financially. It's the universe is calling for you to take this step. But let's see what the card actually says in the book. So courage, taking a leap of faith, overcoming fear, and accepting risks. Facing the unknown is the only choice you really have right now if you want to progress. It's okay to be afraid. Now's the time to take a risk that is not calculated, to feel the exhilaration as you ready yourself for a leap of faith. Spirit is present, so let go of fear. You're called to express your true self. Listen to your heart and soul, not your head. Come to the edge and discover that you can fly. You must step into the unfamiliar so that you may find your miracles. And I think that kind of really encompasses like all that we've been saying. It's like, get out of your head, leave the ego behind, leave any limiting beliefs, any self-doubt, anything that's clouding your judgment, and of all these amazing ideas that you have, because you're gifted, you have so many excellent ideas, but now that one idea that's been kind of eating away from you, it's time for you to go for it, to step forward and move in that direction. And you may be scared and worried as to what's going to happen, but on the other side of fear is all your greatest desires. And if you're afraid to do it, that's every more reason to do so. Lastly, I'm going to pull from this very, very feisty deck. It's the Rebel deck. It's quite blunt and sometimes rude, but sometimes crass. But let's see. I'm going to pull 2 cards and see what it has to say for you guys. Ah, that's interesting. So the first one is, fuck fear. It says, it will lie to your face. So fear will lie to your face. You're not actually afraid. You're actually excited to take that step because it's unknown. It's exhilarating. It's powerful. It's Sagittarius energy. It's fire. It's like, move forward. Do you think Steve Jobs was afraid? He moved forward. He did it anyways. They told him that his ideas were stupid. He did it anyways. So fuck fear, because fear is only stopping you from being the best version of yourself. It is time for you to step into the life that you've always decided that you deserve, that you've always dreamed about, that's in your imagination. You are ready for it. It's time to clear your mind, get rid of all the things that are holding you back, and step forward. And then the other one is, you're giving your power away. You are a badass, act like it. And that is saying, like, these cards are telling you that you are like royal energy, you're gifted, you are like have so many ideas, and you're gonna be really, really successful financially. Giving your power away to limiting beliefs and other people's negativity, it's useless. You're a badass, act like it. So that is my reading for you, pile number 2. Let me know in the comments if anything resonates with you. And I hope that you really enjoyed it. I really have high expectations and high hopes, and I'm really excited to see what you guys are creating right now. Yeah, leave any comment that you can, just so I can see how this resonated with you, and I hope that you have a great rest of your day. Love and light. And then, last but not least, got our clear quartzes over here, pile number 3. Let's see what's coming up for you. My favorite card, the Star. I'm Aquarius, and that's our card. The Queen of Rings, which is the Queen of Pentacles, and the Six of Swords. Awakening. Birthing a new age. Soulmates. Yang. Ocean of Eternal Love. Amethyst. This isn't the amethyst pile, it's a clear quartz pile. Got the Ten of Cups. The Hierophant. Fearless. Up. Nine of Swords. Judgment. Six of Wands. Light and Love. Protected. And I'll start with these ones. So the Queen of Cups. So you're really, really compassionate. You know, you cry at sad movies and puppies and commercials. You know, you're really connected to your heart. You're empathic. People usually come to you with, you know, if they have their problems, like you're really a good shoulder to lean on. And this really, really serves you really well. You probably are a humanitarian. Maybe you run like a charity or, you know, an orphanage, or you really, really give back from your heart. We also have the Hangman here. And maybe what you've been doing up to now, I feel as though you haven't been fully expressing yourself creatively. And now it's time for you to make a change. Take a step into the unknown, into a new direction. The Hangman is from the Major Arcana, and he's hanging there because he's trying to get a new perspective before he can move forward. And that's kind of where you are right now. It's like you love what you've been doing up until this point, but there's something missing. There's something you want to change. You need to see life from a new perspective. So you have the Justice card. So maybe life is going to do that for you. Maybe where you're currently working is going to shut down and you're going to be laid off, or you know, they're going to downsize and they're not going to need you anymore, but there's going to be kind of a break. There's going to be a cut, like kind of a, what's the word I want? Judicial cut, like something that's like government or something very, very structured, like that kind of change in your life. It's not going to be like organic. It's going to be more so like a lawsuit or, yeah, being shut down, being laid off, the company going bankrupt, something like that is going to happen. That's going to force you to have to look at your life from a new direction. And this is really positive too, is that like with this, having this new direction, you know, sometimes it seems when things like being laid off or whatnot happens, it's like, it feels like it's the end of the world because, you know, how are you going to support yourself? How are you going to live your life? Like everything is going to be different. And sometimes you need these shakeups because everything needs to be different for you to change, evolve, and grow. And so it looks as though you're going to be able to plant a seed of new financial prosperity. Ace of Pentacles, aces is our new beginning. Pentacles are usually of the material world, new beginnings financially. So it's like you have a fresh start now and you're able to plant your seeds in something new that's going to really be financially advantageous for yourself. So if you've had any ideas up until now, that you've been holding off because you've been so loyal and you know, very, very focused on your present job, but now you're able to start something new and put some financial seeds and new prosperity seeds in the ground, and you're gonna be able to watch them grow. And with that growth, you're gonna see that everything's gonna come together. The Ten of Cups is one of the happiest cards in the deck. Tens are about new beginnings with lessons learned, and cups are about emotions. And so it's kind of like everything that you've always wanted. Like, you might have been happy where you were up until this point, but there was always something missing. So maybe you wanted to have a family, or maybe you wanted to have, a certain type of creative life, or you wanted to, act on Broadway. Like, I don't know, but now with this shift in your career, that you're going to be able to be fulfilled in all areas of your life. So the star means that is inspiration. It says inspiration, optimism, renewal, calm, abundance, and harmony. And it's kind of like right now, because you have nothing else to think about. If you've been laid off, I would suggest go on EI so you can have a little bit of financial income coming in while you start planting these seeds, or start venturing towards these new ideas that's going to bring you to the Ten of Cups. This is inspiration. You're getting inspiration from the universe. You're getting ideas. It's time to act on them and plant those seeds. The Queen of Pentacles talks about vision, intelligence, nurturing, practicality, generosity. And that's something that's already in you. I feel like you are already the queen energy. You're already very strong. You already know how to rule. But now it's really, really time for you to take control of your financial situation. So maybe the work that you were doing up until this point was more so pro bono or charity work, and now you don't have this position anymore. So now you can actually look towards making things more concrete financially. Six of Swords means that you're moving from potentially like an negative emotional state to something really positive. You're moving across kind of murky waters into something positive. So maybe, leaving this current job might not be the happiest times for you, or maybe in the past that you've had some negative experiences or some breakups, or just some things that have made you upset. But just know that you're going to be on a new journey. You're going to be moving forward. You're going to be moving on, and you're going to be able to solve all those difficulties. And this is also kind of how you're going to get this new perspective, if you're going to leave all these negative thoughts in the past and move forward and start kind of building your own a new world with finances being something that you take more control of. You're going to be very successful financially, but now it's kind of time to focus on it a little bit. So I see soulmate here. And I'm wondering if you're going to have, if you're going to meet a soulmate, or if it's going to be like a soulmate career. Let me see what it says in the book. So this is Colette Baron-Reid's Wisdom of the Oracle. So harmonious partnerships, love, friendship, companionship, a relationship fostering personal growth. So you're meant to evolve and transform with the companionship of others. Certain people enter into your life in order to take you to the next level of healing, consciousness, and authenticity. It is always a reciprocal experience, although the results for each of you will vary. You will know people by the strong pull drawing you towards them, and sometimes by a strong aversion to them too. Soulmates can be friends for life, or remain in your life for only a short time. No matter what, you will be changed in ways you can't possibly fathom now. Pay attention to these people. They are your greatest gift. So maybe at this time you're going to maybe meet a soulmate person that's going to help you move into this new perspective, or seeing life from a new way. Maybe you haven't taken the time to focus on your love life at all. You've been always kind of involved in work, and now that you have this space, you're able to meet someone that's going to help inspire you. I said in the last reading, it was another soulmate type thing, and it's like you're gonna have a muse. You're gonna have someone that's going to open you up and allow you to see worlds with those rose-colored glasses that they always speak about. You're going to see things from a new perspective, which is also kind of like the Hangman. So this is telling me that you might be meeting someone that's going to be very positive for your creative career. Let's look what yang means. Yang is, I think, I'm just going to read it. I can't remember the difference between yin and yang. Number 1. So, okay, so yang is the masculine principle of movement and creative activity, the power to make things happen and take action. Yang represents the power of action, the energies that propel the world forward and manifesting thought and desire into concrete form. Now is the perfect time to act, for you can easily build momentum and make headway. What you want will come to fruition if you proceed confidently. This card signifies new life and is a sure sign that obstacles have been overcome. There is no reason to hesitate. You are the shaper of your own destiny now. So this is like another action card. It's kind of like the star that we were looking at before. It's like inspiration, moving forward, masculine energy. It's like go, 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 go. So maybe the person that you're going to meet is going to have this masculine energy that's going to kind of show you how to like go, 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 move forward. When I'm looking though on this side of things, I see like the Nine of Swords. Nine of Swords is like, it's having nightmares and your thoughts are really, you know, getting in the way of you moving forward. You're gonna have to get out of your own way. You're also sitting beside the Judgment card, and the Judgment card is like, it's kind of like you're so hard on yourself. And you know, you probably want to do well and do better and be great, but sometimes having so much pressure that you put on yourself, you don't allow yourself to necessarily flow and be inspired and actually, you know, tap into the divine, and the divine will guide you as opposed to, you know, your head guiding you. Because swords are about the mind. It's just a lot of negative mind chatter, a lot of ego that's, you know, it's kind of like you're operating from fear. And up until this point, you have been operating from fear with whatever job that you've been doing. And the fact that you are being forced to look at things in a different way, it's kind of like, it's asking you to stop beating yourself up about where you are, what you're doing, what you've done in the past. It's like you got to get out of your own head and get into your heart. Just stop judging yourself so harshly. The Six of Wands, though, is like one of the most positive cards in the deck, and it's talking about for celebration. And so maybe you need to celebrate your successes, celebrate your wins. Like what amazing things have you accomplished this week in your life? What are you grateful for? What makes you happy? Like all these things that have happened up until now are really what you should be focusing on in moving forward. Like you have been probably more successful than you could ever even dream of, but you never really give yourself credit for that because you're thinking about like, oh, I forgot this, or oh, I didn't do that, or oh, you know, you just kind of look for how you could have done better, which is great for, you know, work, like improving on things. Of course, you know, you having a critical mind. But at the same time, when the critical mind actually stops you from being creative and allowing yourself to be fully authentic, that's when you kind of have to allow the ego and the inner mind chatter to subside and just to go. There's also the Hierophant in reverse. And so the Hierophant is like talking about dogma and rules and set ideas, maybe cultural norms. And I think that this might be the type of job that you're working in up until now. It had some sort of like rules and dogma and like things that you had to conform to. But now that you are no longer either working in this environment or you're leaving this environment, it's like you are able to create your own dogma, your own, you know, your own ideas. You're allowed to have your own beliefs. You are able to be free of whatever these social constructs that you've been abiding by, and it's like you're allowed to be free now. And look at that again, we have the Ten of Cups. So it looks like, you know, you're going to meet somebody that's going to be a muse, that's going to allow, like, show you how to use your masculine energy to move you forward, to cultivate money, to cultivate great experiences within your creative world, and step outside of whatever world like job that you had where like dogma and like rules and conformity was a thing. It's like you're moving into another direction where everything's going to become complete, and you're going to start kind of a new life that's like fully fulfilling. So we got Fearless and Up. let's see what those mean exactly. So I mean, fearless to me would say that like everything that you can ever imagine is on the other side of fear, right? Like all your greatest dreams, all your greatest desires on the other side of fear, that's where they live. And the fear is like the line that stops you from doing anything. It's also where the ego lies. It's also where the negative mind chatter. It's also the limitations. All those things that are going on in your head is fear that's preventing you. And it's coming from a good place. It wants you to be safe. It wants you to be okay. But on the other side of that is all your greatest desires, everything that you ever want. And so this card is asking you to give up on having fear hold you back and allow it to propel you forward. But let's just see what it says specifically. So fear is natural, normal, and healthy. It's a part of our human survival mechanism, but sometimes fear can take us over in an unhealthy way and stop us dead in our tracks. Dear soul, you have received this card today because the energetic imprint of fear is blocking your necessary progress forward in your life. The fact that you're experiencing fear right now is a sign that you're about to take a very important step on your path. It could also indicate that your path is being blocked from the negative, fearful energy you hold. This card brings the soft, loving energy of spirit to give you the emotional support you need. It is the strengthening your heart center to help you overcome limiting fear-based thoughts which are holding you back. Too much of your time has been spent thinking about things you think you feel you need to do in your life. It is now time to begin to take action one baby step at a time. Where there's fear, there's often a lack of faith. It's time to put your trust in the hands of spirit. There is a reason you're feeling called to take action. Also, there is also a reason why you're experiencing the blockage of fear as well. Quite often, the one thing that we fear to do is the very thing that will lead us to our empowerment. Fear is the factor which we must overcome in order to step into our power. Breathe as you relax your body and release your mind. Trust yourself, trust in the divine. Begin taking the necessary steps forward despite your fear. Remember, fear is a feeling, not a reality. You cannot remain small any longer. Your heart is calling you onward. Be brave, be fearless. Just go for it. And I really feel like that's kind of reiterating what we've been talking about up until this point. I'm also going to look at up. When I think of up, it's kind of like to rise to your potential. And it's time for you to do that. So time to lift your eyes off the ground and start looking towards the heavens. Keeping you down and trying to be small isn't doing anyone any favors. This world needs you, the real you. Low self-esteem and self-worth is impeding your perception of whom and what you really are. It is also affecting your ability to put yourself out in the world. There is a whole other life waiting inside of you, crying to be lived. The only thing standing in your way is you. The universe sees you and knows you as a divine spark of the all. They are calling you now to begin embracing that aspect of yourself too. Stand up, hold your head up, and begin looking at ways in which you are disempowering yourself. It is time to start building your own personal sense of value and your own sense of worth. Spirit knows that this is not an easy task, which is why they have brought you this message today. So it's time for you, like this hangman, this is where you are right now, kind of in limbo from, you know, the social conforms that you've been kind of working in and living in up until this point. But now it's kind of like you are being asked to step into your creative divinity. You are a performer. You are a creative spark in the universe. And it's time for you to allow this part of you to come out. And you're going to meet somebody that's going to be your muse. It's going to help bring you out of this kind of, you know, this ego-based world that you've been kind of living in. Let's see, ocean of eternal love. What's that about? Healing, creativity, and fertility. And amethyst. So let's see. Ocean of eternal love, healing, creativity, fertility. And there's 2 4s there, number 44. It is said that love conquers all. This is especially true for you at the moment. Something is resolved and healed through love. What was previously barren now becomes fertile. A seed is planted and you are the co-creator. The conditions are favorable, the timing is right, and a new creation awaits you. The birth of something new brings joy and excitement. The forever changing season of eternity turned their invisible wheel, and new cycle begins. A new image is born. Love heals, love brings resolution, love conquers, love creates, love is eternal. So I think this kind of goes in this soulmate kind of area here. Because like with all of this new love that seems to be coming into your life as well, it's going to allow you to create something amazing and something new, as long as you could be fearless and allow yourself to go there. You know, your whole world is going to shift and change for the better. You'll be really, really pleased by the life that's kind of waiting for you. And then we have Amethyst. Transformation, certainty, and confidence. A profound transformation is taking place in your life. See, this is the Hangman. This is all happening right now. After much soul searching, you are now back in control. A new you is emerging, poised and with renewed sense of confidence. You can move forward with certainty. The past is now behind you. The hard work has been done. All you have to do is decide what it is you truly want. All is now possible. Listen to your heart and don't settle for second best. Set your course and then go for it. Be certain, be confident, and all is yours for the taking. Blessed be. So say this affirmation. I give thanks for the transformation and healing that has taken place. I move through life with gratitude. I move through life with certainty. I move through life with confidence. I achieve my goals. What I focus on, I create. It's time for you to create and have that confidence to move forward, to have your creative life be fulfilled and expanded. Love and light is, or light and love, it says here. Your purpose is to bring divine healing light and love to this world. So maybe even, not so specifically creatively, but maybe you've always been guided or wanted to have a career in like the healing arts. And so maybe you've always been interested in Reiki or in sound healing or in art therapy, maybe using your artistic passions and kind of using it to help heal might be the direction that you have been thinking about going in. I feel like you know what the direction you kind of been stopping yourself from going towards is. But if you don't, maybe take a look at how you could help heal others through creativity. And then this card is protected. You are safe and supported while you change your career. We'll look at that. So a career change is happening. That's very clear. And so maybe it's using your artistic desires to do some healing work. Maybe you're going to create a new healing modality with something artistic that you know, and then you're going to kind of link it with something esoteric, and you're going to create something completely new, a completely new modality. I feel like you're gonna meet somebody that's going to help you have your masculine energy be ignited, and masculine energy is the energy of financial gain and money and prosperity. So I feel like that's going to be nourished, and you're going to be financially fulfilled. And then at the same time, you're going to also, everything's going to come together, and you're going to have the white picket fence, 2.2 kids, the dog, whatever is your ideal, life. I feel like that is on the horizon. You got the 10 of Cups twice, and that's just really, really, really emphasizing the fact that like the life that you want, you desire is yours, and it is coming to you. Lastly, the two cards over here are birthing a new age, birthing new creations, dreaming a new world into being, and awakening, energetic upgrades, a new way of being, integration. This is kind of sounding similar to what I've been saying up until now. Let's see. What these cards mean from the book's perspective. Birthing a new age. Our path is exactly the one where we don't feel prepared to walk. Walk it anyways. Often what is rising feels bigger than we could possibly hold. Be a container for it anyways. Often our creations seem to have wild, uncontrollable consciousness of their own. birth them anyways. Often what is ours to do is the very thing that most intimidates us. Be courageous and do it anyways. We are birthing a new age. And so this is saying about fear, like on the other side of fear is your greatest desires. And right now you may be scared. You might be, still in limbo because everything is shifted. Everything that you know as it is changing, but do it anyways. The universe is saying, do it anyways. And awakening seems like it's in the same vein as that. If I can find it. You are going through a period of awakening. Things are changing within you at many levels. You are starting to remember ancient truth and discovering more and more about who you are and why you incarnated. You may find that you're experiencing past life flashbacks, seeing the invisible thread that is woven through all of life, or even feeling Kundalini Shakti rise to your body from the base of your spine. The most important thing for this time is not to overthink it and to stay grounded. Share your experiences with like souls, people who you consciously integrate them. Journal and pay attention to your dreams. You're remembering and your soul gifts are emerging. During this time of transition and awakening, you may be called to devote yourself to being of service. There are ideas, truths, concept books, and creations waiting to be birthed into this world. Stay open to receiving them. Pulling this card may be a sign that you are here to birth one of these creations into the world. Or perhaps you are being called to make it a shift in your life in order to be of service. Don't think too much about it. Instead, repeat the following work your light activation. So you want to just hold this card to your heart or just really focus in on it and say, I surrender to my awakening. I allow the Shakti energy to rise from the base of my spine. I open myself up to the universe using me in a way that delights my mind, body, and spirit. And this is kind of going in alignment with the rest of the reading, is that it's time for you to really, really step into this new version of yourself. Lastly, I'm going to pull these crass cards here and see what the Rebel deck has to say. They're usually quite crass, as I said, vulgar, sometimes rude. They swear a lot. So let's see. I'll pull 2 cards just to see what else it has to say. That and that. So it says time to let go. So this is the hangman. You're hanging up there. It's time to let go. Take that step forward, because it says move the fuck on. So if you're holding on to whatever job that you had before, way of being, life that you had, you want things to be the same. No, you don't. You want to move forward, move on, because your dream life is awaiting you. So it's time to let go of the past and to move forward, because you want to live this 10 of Cups life that's just like sitting out here with your soulmate. It's like all waiting for you. And then this card is just like a lightning bolt. And it says, figure shit out on your own. I think when it's saying on your own, though, I think it's actually allowing the universe to guide you. You can't tell. It's not obvious that the universe is helping you or that's giving you guidance or is like moving you in a certain direction. It's you. So allowing yourself to be guided by the flow of the universe, by synchronicities, by inklings, desires, your dreams, like allowing yourself being moved by the flow of the universe, I really feel is going to allow you to step forward into this life that's waiting for you. I really, really hope that you enjoyed this reading. I enjoyed reading it for you. It was quite long, but I hope that it resonated. Leave a comment below if it did resonate, if it didn't resonate, whatever. Just give me some feedback as to how it made you feel. And I really look forward to hearing how you are going to take a step into your new life, because your life looks double the good. I'm excited for you. Hope you have a really, really great day. Take care. Thank you. Love and light.